Good job, Coach Day and that crew. That's really the first big-time college football game I've ever been to, with all respect to the Penn Quakers. So it was fun for me to be able to take my boys down there. Had a blast. The show was rocking. It was very cool.
On the game itself, we got game Friday night coming up. We'll rest some starters. Some players will play. Obviously holding out some guys due to injury, as you know. And then we'll play Shedeur at quarterback. We just signed Snoop Huntley, as you guys saw. We'll get Snoop back up to speed quickly. He's been in a couple different offenses since we last saw him, so he's doing a great job of working at it. But it's a great opportunity for all of our young players in that football game.
Shedeur Sanders, as you see up on the screen, is out there preparing himself because you just never know how this game gonna go. So he must continue to work. You never know when this number gonna get called.
Picture Shedeur Sanders stepping onto Brown's practice turf with the edge of a guy already playing for a playoff spot. Every snap, every bullet pass, every glare felt like a challenge, ratcheting up tension until the whole place buzzed like a live wire. Coaches tried to cool it down, but the atmosphere kept crackling, and not the good kind. With the Bengals looming in Week 1, the question hanging over Cleveland is simple: will this pressure cooker produce brilliance or blow everything apart? One thing's for sure, Shedeur's approach isn't your grandma's pregame routine. This week's build-up feels less like practice and more like the opening scene of a football thriller.
Shedeur is QB3 for the Browns. Does anybody here think he should be QB1 this week starting? Anybody? Skip?
I'll go. I definitely think he should start this weekend, because if he did, that team would be electrified by him. Because Njoku and Judy showed you through training camp, they love this kid because he's special. He got raised by the athlete I think was the greatest athlete in the history of sports.
If you're enjoying, please subscribe Shedeur Sanders to the channel. It helps more than you think. The NFL acts like it's got a crystal ball for its next golden boy. Arch Manning is pushed front and center, hyped so hard you'd think he's already drafting his Hall of Fame speech before throwing a pro snap. Meanwhile, tucked away in Cleveland, Shedeur Sanders is grinding in the shadows, practicing like every rep is a lifeline, and with the Browns' infamous quarterback graveyard, maybe it really is. Still, the league keeps fawning over Arch's high school 7-on-7 clips while a potential franchise changer works quietly. The logic? Classic NFL tunnel vision at its finest, and nobody seems to notice.
And here's the thing, I don't have a problem. Do your due diligence. Go see every quarterback you can. My only point was, don't go see every quarterback you can, but not develop the ones that you got in camp.
Right now the Browns quarterback room feels like a strange mashup of retirement home and rookie daycare. Joe Flacco, bless his well-worn knees, is back in uniform acting like he still has a few bullets left in the chamber. Across from him stands Dylan Gabriel, basically the living definition of we'll see, because nothing says long-term stability like rolling the dice on a mid-round rookie. And off to the side, almost invisible, is Shedeur Sanders, no PR blitz, no hype train. Just a guy attacking every scrimmage like it's the Super Bowl while everyone else wonders if Flacco's hip will still be attached by week 3.
Even if he goes 19-20 for 300 yards in this game and tears it up, Kevin Stefanski is still going to have to stand in front of the podium and then justify why based on what they've seen at practice. And every report we've had out of practice is that he's not ready. Stefanski's then going to have to calm down the fan base, and they're not going to...
Let's talk about the way the media devours this narrative. Arch Manning merely laces up his cleats and it becomes a breaking news banner. He hasn't even completed one full college season, yet the football world treats him like a lab-grown fusion of Peyton, Eli, and Tom Brady rolled into a single quarterback messiah. Meanwhile, Shedeur Sanders commits the ultimate sin, actually playing football, preparing like a pro, and keeping quiet. Scandalous, right? How dare he not be born into a quarterback dynasty and still think he deserves headlines? In today's hype economy, working hard in silence is apparently the real crime.
Yeah, we were trying to go fast there and get the end zone. I got to get more of a push there, get us points, especially that close.
So were you tied at the start of the game? What's up? Were you tied at the start of the game?
I got to play better to start. I got to start faster.
No, he's going to be the number one pick.
Shedeur Sanders.
Archman can show 50 interceptions this season. He's still going to be the number one pick, bro.
You can't tell me that there was
supposed to go
400 players better than Shedeur Sanders. You can't tell me it was 10 quarterbacks better than Shedeur Sanders.
Here's the thing, Cleveland has practically turned sabotaging quarterbacks into an art form. It's like their unofficial franchise slogan. Since 1999, they've cycled through 37 starters. That's not a rotation, that's quarterback speed dating. Each season a new hope trots onto the field. Fans swear this one's different, and by December everyone's Googling the backup's backup. If history teaches anything, it's that sooner or later the Browns will need yet another arm under center. Which means Shedeur Sanders shouldn't stray far from his helmet. Because if one domino tips, he's no longer the quiet clipboard guy, he's the one being thrown straight into the fire with the city's expectations hanging on his next throw.
Why? Who the fuck needs 6 quarterbacks besides maybe a casting agent for a football-themed gangbang video? Which Deshaun Watson would not be legally allowed to attend, by the way.
And credit where it's due, the guy isn't wasting his time. Shedeur's practicing like he already owns the job. Every rep treated like a playoff drive, every snap barked out like he's auditioning for the offensive coordinator role too. Some coach inside the building even called his approach surgically focused. Translation: he's the only one out there who looks like he realizes Cleveland will throw him into the fire the second Flacco sneezes too hard during warm-ups. Even better, people inside the locker room are already noticing. Veterans who've seen rookies come and go are whispering about the way Shedeur carries himself. He's not begging for permission. A slow, rickety, wobbly bridge that you know is going to collapse before the season's halfway point. Dillian Gabriel might flash some athleticism, but this is the NFL, not a college highlight reel. Defenses will figure him out before Halloween. Which leaves the Browns staring down at the depth chart, pretending to be shocked when Shedeur's name is the only option left. Mid-season meltdown, playoff hopes fading, fanbase boiling, and suddenly the guy they kept in bubble wrap all summer becomes the savior.
All right, Shedeur Sanders and some of the Browns are in training camp right here. You see this pass that he is throwing. He is officially going to be competing for the starting job. How is this going to turn out? I don't know, right? You got Joe Flacco, you got Kenny Pickett, who they traded for. You have Dylan Gabriel, who was drafted in the 3rd round. But Shedeur is probably in the best situation that he's in.
Meanwhile, Kevin Stefanski swears he's just a dad taking his kids to the Ohio State vs. Texas game during a critical prep week. Totally innocent. Just hanging out. Definitely not scouting quarterbacks who might go in the 1st round. Because, you know, NFL head coaches are famously known for their free time during game week. Right. While Stefanski is enjoying nachos in the stands, Shedeur's back in Cleveland grinding through practice like it's a playoff series. One quarterback is a tourist. The other is acting like he's already arrived. And let's not pretend Shedeur would be walking into some dumpster fire offense. Drop a rookie into that setup and he doesn't even have to be elite right away. Just be calm, accurate, and not named Johnny Manziel. But here's the twist, if Shedeur gets in once, just once, good luck getting him out. Cleveland's fans are restless. The media is desperate for a new storyline. If Sanders flashes even a little bit, the pressure to keep him in will skyrocket. That's how quarterback controversies start. One good game, one clutch drive, and suddenly the rookie's jersey is sold out while Flacco's back brace collects dust on the sideline.
Obviously, I don't concern myself with outside type of things, but you know, I'm committed to his development, just like all of our rookies. So we'll continue to focus on getting our guys better, and that's what we'll stay committed to, and that's what's important to me.
Hall of Famer Kurt Warner stopped short of blaming Stefanski, but weighed in on the rookie quarterbacks and their...
And if you've actually watched Shedeur play, you know he's not giving the job back. He's calm in the pocket, mobile enough to keep plays alive, and accurate under pressure. Basically everything the Browns have been begging for since the Clinton administration. You put that skill set in an NFL system with legit receivers, and it's not crazy to think he could be the guy. Overnight. From invisible rookie to face of the franchise faster than you can say Cleveland quarterback curse. But maybe, just maybe, all the silence around Shedeur isn't neglect, it's strategy. Think about it. The Browns love chaos. They thrive on unpredictability. What if they're intentionally keeping him out of the spotlight? Let Arch Manning take all the headlines. Let Caleb Williams, J.J. McCarthy, and the rest soak up the pressure. Meanwhile, Cleveland has their rookie working in silence, sharpening every read, staying calm, waiting for the ambush moment. Low expectations, low media chatter, and then, boom. Shedeur steps in and steals the season. It actually fits the Browns' whole MO. That's not doubt. That's tactical silence. And don't overlook the guy's mindset. Shedeur's not out here trash-talking or building his brand on social media. He's head down, locked in, letting his work speak for itself. That's not boring, it's terrifying. Because the less you talk, the more people sleep. And the more people sleep, the bigger the explosion when you finally make noise. He's playing chess while everyone else is busy with TikTok dances.
Shedeur got on the field. You're watching the game, Chad. There's a lot of Shedeur Sanders fans. What did you think of his first outing?
Listen, all the talk and the narratives and the storylines and whatever you want to say, sooner or later that ball's about to snap. And that young man we watched in Colorado, who's one of the best football players in the nation, is now looking like one of the best football players in the nation at another level. That's what it was. I knew that.
Now, all it takes is one domino. One injury to Flacco. One ugly Dillon Gabriel performance. One Stefanski press conference where he casually announces a change at quarterback. That's it. Suddenly, the guy nobody was paying attention to is running onto the field, lights blaring, fans losing their minds, and Cleveland's quarterback carousel spinning again, but this time with a potential star hanging on. And let's be real, the NFL eats up these stories. Overnight sensation. Rookie breakout. The kid nobody talked about becomes the headline everyone pretends they predicted. Shedeur's not just waiting for his shot. He's preparing to own it. And when that moment comes, it won't be quiet. It'll be the start of something bigger, a new energy in Cleveland, and maybe the rarest thing of all, a Browns quarterback who actually sticks. So while the hype machine keeps polishing Arch Manning's gold jacket before he's even thrown a meaningful college pass, the real storm might already be brewing. In Cleveland. And when it hits, don't say you didn't see it coming. This is the franchise that could ruin a Pro Bowl quarterback faster than you can ruin microwave pizza. 37 quarterbacks since 1999. 37. That's not a number, that's a body count. If you lined them all up, you'd have enough to start an expansion league, the Cleveland XQBS, proudly sponsored by unemployment checks. It's gotten so bad that being called the starting quarterback of the Browns feels less like a career achievement and more like a death sentence.
Do you think Shedeur Sanders starts a regular season game this year?
Whoa. Yes, he's going to start a regular season game this year.
He's starting a preseason game.
If he goes lights it up, he's going to earn more opportunity next week. Gabriel's got a hamstring, Kenny Pickett's hurt, and Flacco's kind of like their safety blanket who they want to start, right? But say Shedeur goes out here, plays his whole fucking game, and has 3 touchdowns. You have no choice but to give the kid more opportunity.
So naturally, the football world assumes Arch Manning, the unproven royal heir of the Manning dynasty, is destined for Cleveland. Because if there's one way to keep the curse alive, it's to throw the most hyped teenager in the country into the most dysfunctional quarterback situation in the league. Nothing says future Hall of Famer like getting sacked 6 times a game behind Cleveland's inconsistent offensive scheme. But sure, let's act like Arch is going to save them before he's even figured out how to order from a college dining hall. Meanwhile, Shedeur Sanders is out there in the practice facility grinding like he's auditioning for a Netflix documentary. The kid doesn't have the luxury of name recognition or media fawning. He doesn't have cameras following him around or mock drafts writing his destiny. What he does have is a relentless work ethic and the awareness that in Cleveland, opportunity doesn't knock, it barges in with a sledgehammer. This franchise has a knack for making promising rookies look like they've never touched a football before. But if Shedeur can weather the chaos, if he can show flashes of calm under fire, that's all it takes for Cleveland fans to rally behind him. They've been starved of consistency for so long that the bar is in the basement. Complete a few passes, avoid embarrassing turnovers, and boom, hero status unlocked.
We got Joe Flacco as the starting quarterback, and the backup quarterback is Dylan Gabriel. So Shedeur Sanders has been named the emergency quarterback number 3, and he will be dressed for this game.
Even if Arch lose 10 games this season, if he come out in the draft, he's still going to be in the first 2 draft picks. Bet. Bet.
Don't you cut him some slack, though, because he was going up against the Ohio State University in his first official game as the starter for the full season.
No, he great. So therefore, he should be great all the time.
What makes this so entertaining is that Shedeur isn't doing any of the self-promotional nonsense. He's not posting flashy workout clips or dropping dramatic one-liners in interviews. He's practicing in silence, letting his throws do the talking. In a league obsessed with theatrics, that's practically revolutionary. He's like the anti-Arch. One guy's living off last names and highlight reels, the other's putting in work while nobody's paying attention. Guess which one actually looks like a professional? And then there's Stefanski, the coach caught sneaking into Ohio State versus Texas like a dad, just enjoying football. Right. As if NFL head coaches don't scout quarterbacks in plain sight. Let's be real, he was eyeballing prospects while sipping his soda, and you know it. Mid-season slump, fans booing, media questioning Stefanski's job security. He makes the desperate move. He throws Shedeur into the fire. And somehow, against all odds, it works. Suddenly the rookie's slinging touchdowns to Jerry Jeudy, making smart reads, keeping the offense alive. The dog pound erupts. ESPN backpedals from ignoring him to pretending they called this months ago. And Cleveland, for once in its tragic quarterback history, might just stumble onto something resembling stability.
It's in his bloodlines. He was raised around stars to be a star in the National Football League. I said, again, a first guess, before last college football season, he should be the first overall pick. My friend Mel Kiper, who's been doing this for a long time, had him ranked above Cam Ward as the best quarterback in the draft. He fell to 5th because the league wanted to punish him and his father because they don't act the right way.
But of course, nothing in Cleveland ever comes easy. The pressure cooker of being QB1 in that city is brutal. You're not just playing football, you're carrying the trauma of decades of disappointment. One bad throw and fans are tweeting your obituary. One bad game and the media's already pushing mock drafts for your replacement. Shedeur has to know that stepping onto that field means signing up for the most thankless job in the NFL. And yet, from the way he's practicing, he looks like he wants it anyway. That's either confidence or insanity. Maybe both. Here's the hilarious irony though. While the NFL world can't stop worshipping Arch Manning, Shedeur's situation actually makes more sense. He has weapons. He has a strong line. He has a system built around balance. He knows the NFL doesn't hand out gold jackets for potential. You either deliver or you get devoured. That's why he's in practice barking out calls, running reps like it's Sunday, and refusing to coast. He's treating the Browns' depth chart chaos like a ticking time bomb. Because he knows once it explodes, the guy who's been quietly obsessed will be the one standing in the smoke.
Shedeur Sanders is a problem to the Cleveland Browns, but when we get back to that standard, there ain't no standard in Cleveland. Just like T said, the last standard was Marty Schottenheimer. Marty, Bernie, and even Bud Carson. You can go back to Bud Carson. That's when there was a standard. Yes, that's when there was a standard. Since then, there has been no standard in Cleveland.
Think about it, what's more dangerous than a rookie nobody prepared for? Defenses will spend all week studying Flacco and Gabriel, only for Shedeur to show up with fresh legs and zero film to dissect. It's the perfect ambush. Cleveland, for once, might actually play the long game correctly. Keep him quiet. Keep him hidden. Then unleash him when the timing's right. Low expectations, maximum shock value. Imagine the dog pound roaring as Shedeur throws a strike to Njoku in the end zone. That's not just a touchdown, that's a city daring to believe again. And all of it happening while the rest of the NFL is still glued to Arch Manning's family tree.
Just like you guys just articulated, particularly as it pertains to primetime Deion Sanders. That may be one of the very reasons I'm talking about outside of his talent that he fell to the 144th overall pick because of moments like this. The second you make a decision about him, if it's something that the masses out there don't agree with, no matter how ill-informed and amateur they are in dissecting what's transpiring, nevertheless, that kind of noise is going to be put out there unfairly and unnecessarily, and that's the kind of stuff that teams may have wanted to avoid.
At the end of the day, it's all about timing. The Browns' quarterback room is a ticking clock. Flacco's legs will eventually betray him. Gabriel's inexperience will eventually catch up. The fans' patience will eventually run dry. And when that moment hits, Shedeur will be standing there, helmet on, eyes locked, ready to take the job nobody thought was his. And if he does? Forget the hype machine. Forget the Manning dynasty. Forget the revolving door of quarterbacks Cleveland's cursed itself with for decades. So the league can keep pretending Arch Manning is the chosen one. The Browns can keep pretending Joe Flacco is a long-term answer. But sooner or later, reality is going to slap everyone in the face. And when it does, don't be surprised if the rookie they ignored is suddenly the quarterback nobody can stop talking about. Because sometimes the real breakout doesn't come from the spotlight, it comes from the shadows.